Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the 757 Renaissance Man podcast. Today I am sitting here with a fellow 757 Renaissance Man, Mr. Anguz Black. How you doing today, sir?
What's happening with you, Sean? What's going on?
I'm just chilling, man, trying to just be a black man, stay alive.
When you say you from Portsmouth and then you say you the Renaissance Man, I was thinking more like you run the Renaissance Hotel over there. I'm like, you the Renaissance Man? I need that hookup.
Right.
Ferry over there.
So I'm from Chesapeake. I grew up at Camelot. Okay. So we really right there on the board. I'm Portsmouth adjacent.
Okay.
So if I see you in the streets, yes, I will call you Stick Man.
All right, I got you. I'm messing with you.
No doubt. So where'd you come up?
Born in South Carolina, claimed Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay.
I don't know nobody in South Carolina. My dad was in the military. I tell people all the time, say, I'm a base baby. And they were like, you a base baby? With your dad and mama on crack? I'm like, nah, they was in the military.
Yeah, man.
Base head, baby.
That's how most of us got here, though.
You know, you already know, man. Military just... After South Carolina, then we moved to Wiesbaden, Germany and stuff. So, Guten Tag. Shout out to my German fam.
No doubt. How long did you stay there?
How
long did you stay in Germany?
Like 5-6 years.
Okay. So is that the extent of your German that you speak?
I know a few little, things with German, but I don't remember too much. I just know when I was out there, my dad used to go play street chess. Mm-hmm. They got a whole big giant parking lot that look like a chessboard, and the chess pieces so big you got to pick them up with both hands.
Wow!
So that's why all the Germans be looking strong, and done. They chess pieces is about the size of like teenagers.
Nice. So all right, yeah, so that brought you back to the States, and you settled in Norfolk.
Well, all my family here in Norfolk, like Virginia Beach area, Bayside Arms, Park Place, Lambert's Point, Norfolk, hands down, this is my home. Like I lived probably in every area of Norfolk, but Northview, Huntersville, Park Place area, I grew up around there.
So did you go to high school in Norfolk?
I went to Booker T for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Transferred from there, went to Granby, then after Granby, went to Northview High. And after Northview High, I graduated from Norfolk Preparatory, alternative school off Hampton Boulevard.
So you went to all the schools in Norfolk?
All of them. All of them.
You could flow through everybody homecoming.
Yo, dog, I went to like 5 proms, bro. 5 proms with no grade, with no GPA, no good GPA or none of that junk. But I was at prom. I was known for Spirit Week.
Okay.
And I got class clown every year, even though I want to sing.
Right. All right. So then tell me your journey from high school to 103, because that's how I became acquainted with Anguz Black.
Well, I started off on Hot 102.1 first. That was with Pizzo Coconuts and Hercules and Burgundy and Big Smooth. DJ Baby Drew before the Chris Brown thing.
Right. When he was local.
We had a squad. Over there at that time. And Pizzo, he was doing this thing called Jungle Unit or the Crib show or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So Pizzo used to come in Military Circle Mall. That's where I used to work at, in the shoe store in Shoe City and DTLR. I was just known in the mall like that. I sold mixtapes.
Okay.
And Pizzo came in there, and I just like, man, y'all need me on y'all radio station, man. Like, I'm telling you, I know everybody. I know the songs that's hot. I'll be a great asset to y'all team. And he heard me out, and then I don't think he really heard me. Then he came in there again, and I got at him again, and he was like, yo, come up to the station tomorrow. Went up to the station. I was an intern for like 5 years without getting paid. And then I ended up learning how to do the radio engineering so I could, because that was paying like $25 an hour. So we doing the club almost every night. So we doing the club for like 4 hours. So $100 a night, I started making or whatever. So after Hot 102.1, we closed down. Then that's when real quick, when I was at Hot 102.1, Mike Lord, I was doing stand-up already. Mike Lord from 103 Jamz, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
He hit me up and he was like, I think I want to try this comedy thing. So I was like, yeah, I'll help you out. And he came to the comedy club and he wasn't that good, but he would be about to like fight people in the crowd because they were trying to boo and jump.
Right.
And I remember him telling me how much he talked about me to DJ Law and Big B and stuff. So one night we was hanging out.
R.I.P. DJ Law.
R.I.P. DJ Law. One night we was hanging out, and then he said, he didn't want to go to the after party with us or whatever. He said he can go home and lay it on down. It was like cool. And then that's when I found out that same morning, like probably like 4 or 5 hours after he left us, that's when I heard he passed. And that jump was crazy. Like it was like real crazy. So here it is, I'm in a relationship and I'm about to move to Atlanta with my girl at the time. And then DJ Law hit me up. After we got the truck packed, ready to go and everything, DJ Law hit me up and said, yo, man, you want to be a part of the Budda Brothas? Mike Lord told me a lot about you. And I just feel like it just might be right to add you to replace Mike Lord, to bring that funny. He just said you was the guy. And I broke up with my girl that day and let her move to Atlanta. Nice. I let her move to Atlanta and I stayed here, but she was very supportive. She still was kind of upset because she was like, you could do this in Atlanta. And I was like, yo, I know everybody in Virginia already. Like, I'm going to have to start over from scratch and work my way up.
Right.
And the comedy game in Atlanta is way bigger than up here. So the competition going to be too crazy.
Right. And you already starting at the top because, the Budda Brothas was #1 for the longest time.
And then when I met DJ Law, he was just like, first thing you need to do, you need to come up with a signature, like something that everybody know you for. And I was just like, man, he said, you got to think of something like ASAP. And then I was just like, what part of the game is that?
Right.
And then he's just like, there you go. I'm like, what? He's like, there you go, your signature. And then that's how the skits came about, called What Part of the Game Is That blew up like on another level. It was, if I knew now what I knew then, I would be a YouTube legend right now.
Right. I was going to say, because you went viral before it was viral.
Yeah. And man, the consistency of it for me though, man, it was just like, man, I hate having all these passwords. The procrastination and the laziness of it kind of held me back though. I ain't gonna lie, my ambition to do it was just not there. And it's still hard to be there now. Like I can admit that a lot of people can't admit what's holding them back. Like some of us in our own way, and we know exactly what it is. Like I know I could be way bigger and further than where I am right now, but and it's sad, to say some shit like that, but
well, I mean,
it is what it is,
understand.
Man. I've been doing it like 20 plus years.
I kind of understand because I used to work in IT, and I went up to DC and did my thing in DC, but it was something about it. I wanted to come home because I felt like I would rather be a big fish in a small pond than getting swallowed by the whales in DC.
Yeah.
And then, it's a place for us here. This is home.
Yeah, but I'm trying to take it up a notch now. Like I know it's never late in the game, even though to me I'm like, God, man, I should have been. But it's better to start now than never.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you got a good you got good people behind you supporting you, because I interviewed my man Herman Hurston. We came up
Oh yeah,
at the same time, and he was like, Angus is the new Herman. Angus is going to take it over and be that comedian for the 757.
yeah. Herman, the one started me out in the game. Like Pizzo was the first one to recommend me to do stand up. And I was like, man, I'm funny to y'all. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was just like, at this point right now in your life, you stay with your grandma. Your life is just effed up, Black, and you really just don't have nothing to lose.
Right.
And I had to really sit there and think about it. I'm like, yo, he said, you always come in here showing me comedy, showing me comedians. You just a big fan of comedy. It's just only right. And he hooked me up with Herman. Which Herman, when I first met Herman ain't want to give me no time. He ain't want to. He just, I don't even know this little nigga. I don't even, I'm gonna do it for you, Pizzo, because I need somebody. And then when I did it, he told me to do like 10 minutes. But on my first time ever, I did like 52 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't know what I was doing. Hercules came. A few people came out in support. I think it was like 12 people. It was in Portsmouth and Crowder.
Okay.
At a restaurant that Herman had started out or whatever. So yeah, man, Herman was the first one to take me on the road, show me the ropes, and just get me like really. He the one to introduce me to the game.
So it's a little. So to me, that was just hilarious because I've never seen anybody do a Herman Hurston impression, and you nailed it.
Oh man, I always be doing Herman. I just be like, hey man, let me tell you something, man. No trouble. I don't want no trouble. Like real talk. I'm gonna tell you something, man. These dudes out here, like he like a OG Cookie Monster. But that's though.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right.
Matter
So,
of fact, I got a show with him coming up soon, June 25th.
uh,
That's my OG, three OGs. OGs of comedy is Herman Hurston, Hamburger Jones, and Shuggy Duggy Quack Quack.
oh, that's
You know
gonna
what I
be
mean? So,
dope.
so like, I'm a like a fan of comedy. So like, I really love the vets, the legends, the
Mm-hmm.
people who brought that bar game. And right now they trying to convert over to like internet,
Mm-hmm.
online. The audience real dumbed down now, so it's like people don't really know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm giving them good quality shows, it's hard for if people haven't heard of somebody, they not going.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like now people are limiting themselves to just a little bit of stuff to do because I don't know. They just not trying to open up their eyes for bigger and different things. Because it's like, oh, I don't see them on my phone. I ain't seen them in no show.
Right.
And we just got away from comedy, man. Like back in the day, Def Jam used to have a crackhead from in front of 7-Eleven. They thought he was funny. He was on the show.
Right. Right. So
And that's
yeah,
what I'm
that
doing.
goes to my next question. Do you think because we're lacking the Def Jam and the comic views and the shows that used to showcase comics, we don't have that anymore? Is the art of comedy taking a hit?
Oh yeah, big time. People attention spans all short. You gotta get to the joke quicker. You can't really have time to build a joke up that actually people like, come on, boo. It's just
Right.
like the negative energy is winning right now. But I feel like I'm doing a good job keeping comedy alive across the country. Like I'm putting new stuff together every day, finding new talent every day. Um, and yeah, like we're gonna just keep it going. It's crazy because you don't see stand up on TV like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you'll find a lot of inboxes and stuff with me hitting Netflix up. just like every day, just like, yo, I know y'all don't know me, but I just feel like I need a special. And I feel like my special will be one of the biggest specials on Netflix. What people not knowing me, it just be who is Anguz Black.
Right.
And the curiosity, I just need a few people to be like talking about it, posting it, and then people just be like, "Yo, everybody talking about this dude Anguz Black." It'd be like snow on the bluff.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just put some independent stuff out, and somebody catch a whiff of it, and that's saying, you know, you out of here. But yeah, man, I got some big stuff coming up. I'm excited about the future, regardless of how it looked. I've been working during the pandemic. I ain't really slowed down.
Right.
Been doing shows. Like we had to take comedy back to like the Underground Railroad times right now. He's like, oh, we doing comedy in South Carolina, but you can't tell nobody.
Right. Don't let them know.
Man, we was doing it, but we was making it happen though. So
yeah. So how do you feel about the new cancel culture with comedy? It seems like, because to me, back in the day, that was the one person who could be free and say what they wanted to say and say what was on their mind. Now, people getting mad at comedians for being comedians.
yeah, man, this world's sensitive as hell, dog. Like it's an ultimate level of sensitivity that I can't really even come back with nothing. Like I'm scared to talk about sensitivity right now because somebody gonna get sensitive. Like, man, you can't talk about nothing, dog. Like it's like it's more amazing of how they can just go back in people's past and pull up stuff they said when they were kids or teenagers, and people mad at them about it. Like really blackballing and counseling people for something they said in third grade. Like it's like I gotta go old school Bible with the people. Let he who have no sin cast the first stone.
Right.
Like you ain't did nothing wrong. Like I'm confused. And it's like, man, now people so backwards, man. It's like you get more frustrated because you just like not seeing why they don't see what you see. It's like, okay, for an example, black women who complaining about weak ass black men, but got 8 gay homeboys. But then if you say something, but then if she find a real man and he don't want to kick it with the gay dudes, then something wrong with him and he being a homophobe. When you say you want a real man, this is what a real man does.
Right.
Confusion, bruh.
Yeah.
Nobody know what they want. Everybody just do right now. People trying to do the next thing before somebody else do it to create the next trend for attention, or they call it, man, why you can't just let people be happy? Oh my God, is they bothering you? No, they not bothering me. But I'll see 10, 15 years from now when y'all just can't find no man because all the men want to be with the men and the women want to be with the women. God gonna have to lay the hammer down. He gonna be like, y'all just really just crush the whole purpose of y'all being here. Nobody wanna. It's like seeing boys and girls at a high school dance, and one of the teachers had to be like, "Come on, y'all, you dance with this person,
right.
You dance with this person. Oh my God, y'all, like y'all on both sides of the. It's just mind blowing, dog. And it's like what we dealing with is a bunch of people who trying to take over, or always been trying to be God. You know what I mean? And people keep trying to understand this. I like, won't say in the heaven director, the one he was the music director in heaven.
Right, yeah.
He got kicked out.
Right.
He got kicked out, and then God told you, I'm gonna make him father of this world. So when people see all the craziness, they keep trying to understand that. I'm like, bro, like it ain't nothing to understand. Like it is what it is. Like the temptation, the sinful nature, everything. Like I'm not into the church. But you know what I mean? I'm very spiritual and I'm into my word, but I ain't been to church in forever. But I'm still like, you know, into different books. I'm into UFOs, I'm into extraterrestrial, I'm a flat earther, which I ain't realized how big that was, that people will literally want to fight you over the round earth or the earth being flat. Like that junk serious.
Right.
Yeah,
And to
dog.
me, I'm just
You
glad to
bring
be.
that up,
I
dog.
don't
It
even
come in
care. I
play,
don't
bro.
even care the shape. I'm just glad to be on Earth. So,
Hey, you know it. And me, I don't care either to a certain extent. I just like information, and it's like at the end of the day, we don't know unless you go out and get to see junk on your own. We don't know. We got to go off what people telling you. But I still feel like God give us that little voice that just kind of help us through certain things. It just be like, look, bro, you learn obtuse angles, you learn acute angles. You know, you learn simple things. You learn how, like, you know, do I feel like if I'm at the beach and I see a ship way in the back, and then I see the line of the ocean, do I feel like it's going over a curve and stuff? Like, nah, I don't. Like, I feel like if I get in a ship and go straight up, I can start to see further back once my limb outdo my distance. It's just like mathematics. You know what I mean? I feel, and the only reason I feel like that rainbows curl, like I just feel like we in a dome, and that's why the rainbow can't go. I feel
straight
like
up.
the
Right.
window up there is keeping it like.
So you
It
think?
was an old white dude who showed me like one of them little igloos that got the whole city in it, and then you
Right.
shake it.
Right.
And he was a military dude, and he was like, "This is what you live in right here." He said it's flat at the bottom, and then it's that, and then the land still goes straight out. And I was just looking like, and then you know, then I was reading the Bible one day, and it was like God put an angel on four corners of the earth, on the four corners. So if it's corners, it ain't no circle.
Right.
So that's just some. It's this good documentary you can look at called Operation Jumpman, based out of Norfolk, where the Norfolk military went to Antarctica and came to the Arctic wall, and realized that it was more land that goes straight out, that it ain't stopped. Like it won't know. They thought it was the end of Earth, but it just kept going out. You look up this series called the Dome. It came on TV called The Dome.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, and that Jane was, people realized they was in the glass once that he was driving, and he came straight to a window, and this truck just smashed, but he couldn't see what he hit. It's crazy, man. I know that's just left field, but I'm into that stuff. I'm a Gemini.
Right.
Geminis, we carry intellectual information. We are the carriers of information in the world. That is what Geminis do. If you look at all the Geminis, celebrity wise, you can see why we so, like, look, Donald Trump is a Gemini. Kanye West is a Gemini. Kendrick Lamar, Gemini. Lauryn Hill, Gemini. Prince, a Gemini. The creativity of a Gemini is just beyond this world. We come up with $1 million ideas. We very creative. And I just, like Dick Gregory told me I was a chosen one, because he said my birthday was June 19th. He was like, your birthday on Juneteenth? I was like, yep. And he the first one to show me how the universe works, how you can call stuff to in existence. Like, and even if it don't happen, he just said, keep believing. Don't never stop believing. Don't never just be like, I feel good things coming. And you just saying that, but you don't really believe it. Like, you know what I mean? You got to really believe that your shot is coming.
So we can't skirt over that. How did you meet Dick Gregory?
I had a to-do list. Like, I had certain things on my list that I wanted to do. Dick Gregory was one of them, as far as somebody I want to perform with. I said, I got to perform with Dick Gregory or meet Dick Gregory.
Because a lot of people don't realize back in the day, Dick Gregory was a comedian before he was an activist. And that's how he got, out in the public, by being a comedian. Like a real.
And Dick Gregory used to have a book that he walked around with, man. It had so much info in this book. And he used to always be like, I got more shit than the FBI. Surprised I ain't been dead. That's what he used to say all the time. But he had books of pictures of like presidents, dead presidents, like pictures of them laying on the table, autopsies. Like, I'm like, how you get that? Like, you know what I mean? So some stuff you ask him, he'll always tell you you're not qualified to ask that. Like, it's something he's like, that's Black people problem, is asking stuff that don't concern them, that ain't got nothing to do with your life right now. Like, okay, you get the answers, now what? Like, what? How's that helping you? So yeah, I ended up booking him one day. I got him to come to the Funny Bone.
Okay.
And I ended up getting with his road manager at the time and stuff, and he came off like for a cheap price too.
Mm-hmm.
He came off the love. It was like he said, man, I really don't do this for the money. I got money. And after that, man, we built a relationship after that. Like, I knew his wife, sweet lady and stuff, and his son named Mark Gregory. Not his son, his nephew.
Mm-hmm.
His nephew named Mark Gregory. Which if you ever get to see him, Mark Gregory funny as hell, dog. Like, he a beast out of Ohio.
Okay.
But Dick Gregory, he showed me a lot of stuff, man. He showed me. He asked what my birthday was, and off of me telling him what my birthday was, he told me my whole life, like down to you had 2 abortions. You know what I mean? Like the exact number. But he said, but it wasn't you that did it. It was them that did it. You ain't had no say so. Like, he was just that verbatim. And then my homeboy came with me the second time I picked him up. My homeboy came with me and we discussed something that was in his dad's house. His dad was like, yo, I gotta get that leak fixed in my roof for that water come caving in through my house. So I had told my homeboy, I said, yo, he read my birthday and he can tell you your whole life. He might do you like that. So when we went to go pick him up from the train station, he did that. He asked homeboy what his birthday and everything was, told him his life verbatim. And then after that, at the end, he said, oh yeah, one more thing. Your daddy need to get that leak fixed in his roof. And then we just lost it, dog. We lost it. We lost it, bro. We was like, oh, snap. I remember one time he missed his train.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know I had to take him back to the train station because I thought his manager was going to do that, but I had to. So they hit me up like 30 minutes before the train about to take off. I'm sitting here like, they like, yo, we got to. I'm like, oh, snap. So we end up missing the train. Mm-hmm. So now he was like, don't panic. We can catch it in Richmond. At that time, I was already sleepy. So I was like, man, I got to ride all the way to Richmond now. He said, but you ain't got, I said, I'm thinking traffic. I said, man, we ain't going to catch that dang traffic. He pulled out this little rock, like this little ruby thing that he always carried. And he'll always hold it like straight. And the jump just like literally start rocking that way or it rocks that way. Mm-hmm. And he just be like, the traffic gonna clear up. We ain't gonna have no stops. It's gonna be one straight shot and we gonna make it. And hey, lie to you not. We got there like 20 minutes before the train got there. Wow. So we was waiting on the train. We ended up catching it, but I ain't had no traffic. I ain't had no nothing.
Nice.
Going through the Hampton Tunnel, no
right,
traffic.
You never know, right?
Early in the morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it was a great experience. Dick Gregory was on the to-do list, and Bruce Leroy. I brought Bruce Leroy from Last Dragon for my birthday, and we watched the Last Dragon on the big screen with Bruce Leroy. That was one of my.
That's dope.
Yeah, and everybody came out dressed in their karate stuff, and Tama, that's his name. Mm-hmm. But I got to learn a lot. I had him for 3 days out here, so I got to really get to know him over 3 days. I got to know him like he cool dude. Act just like Bruce Leroy from Last Dragon. Act just like that. Mm-hmm. Like meditate.
Right.
I was like, you want to go to Daddy's Green Pizza while you out here? But nah, he cool dude, man.
So how did you tell me about your work at the Funny Bone now?
Oh man, I've been working with the Funny Bone for a long time. Of course, it's 19 Funny Bones across the country. It's more comedy clubs outside of the Funny Bone, like 40 to 50 different clubs. So not just here, but I book across the country, like for the tours that I put together. Funny Bone staff have always looked out for me for a long time. Great partners with a lot of the owners, and yeah, man, like is a definitely a good relationship to be connected with the Bones. Get your workout during the pandemic. It was hard. A lot of them had shut down.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them starting to open back up, but some of them haven't opened back up at all. You know what I mean? So uh we just getting back to regular life now, and the shows that we dropping, man, is just ridiculous. Like, it just feels good to see people come out and people excited about coming out. It's right now, it's kind of like people don't even care who coming right now.
They
It's
just want to
like
be
I just want to
outside,
get out.
right?
Yeah, so like I've been doing my monthly shows at the Funny Bone every single month, and I'm bringing people that people never heard of, and I just want to get it to a point where people coming based off of my word, like that I know what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna get y'all a good quality show, not just trying to get somebody I'm trying to bring out here that I know ain't gonna be funny, but I know y'all gonna sell it out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been amazing. The one with Herman, Hamburger, and Shuggy Duggy, that should be a good one. Um, just missed my last one with Black Ron. I done had some killers come through here, man. Keeping that, and it's like that Def Jam feel too. It's like the DJ, oh y'all mother ready tonight? Like it's one of those type, got the club lights going.
Huh.
It's dope, man.
Nice. So,
And right now, I just feel like I'm about to be like on Dragon Ball Z level now. Like my hair about to turn
you got to go
blonde.
Super Saiyan.
Man, bro, it's like I can't wait to hit that stage now. Like I just got stuff on my mind. Feel like I could just talk about anything and end up making it funny. I don't even know where I'm gonna be, like where I'm going at with some of this stuff. It's just gonna end right. That's how I feel. But I'm just about living life, man, and having fun. I drove from here in an RV to LA and back. I did like 60 cities in like 80 days, sleeping in an RV. Went to every historic place that I ever wanted to see. Um, at the end of the day, I really can't complain about, my journey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not where I want to be, but I live a good life? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I made a lot of bad decisions where I could have been living better, but I'm just one of them people. Ain't no need to really dwell on the mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You either learn from them and keep it moving, or just find a way to keep yourself depressed, or just I don't know, man. I'm just that's why even when I come across people that suffer from depression,
mm-hmm.
you got people that I know that suffer from depression that take medicine that really suffer, and then you got people who diagnose themselves with depression
mm-hmm.
and anxiety. And I just feel with a lot of people, they slang the word because it's being used so much. Mental illness, you hear it so much that people now just finding ways to find an excuse for what they do.
Okay.
And I just feel like if you're not taking medicine and you saying that you depressed, I think you just, I don't know, you looking for attention, or
Excuse.
like people complaining about stuff that's supposed to happen to us as humans.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're supposed to have depressed days or depressed moments in life. It's gonna happen. There's no getting around from it. So then people go get medicine for something that's just naturally a part of you, and they trying to get medicine to stop stuff that's natural, and that's why they fall in like deeper and deeper into whatever they suffering from.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, there's a Mercury retrograde going on. Y'all, if you're not familiar with that, a retrograde and is the Mercury retrograde controls communication.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to disrupt anything dealing with communication. Like right now, if you had anybody or more than one person in the last couple of weeks just hit you up out of nowhere that you ain't seen in a minute, it's all due from the Mercury retrograde. You're gonna have people hit you up out of nowhere that ain't talked to you in a minute, that's trying to holler at you. Could be exes, it could be any of that. You're gonna have anything dealing with our devices, the communication, the connection ain't gonna work all the time. Your phone gonna be going through things, your signal on your TV gonna be going through things. how people hear you talk to them is gonna be a miscommunication where they're gonna take it left field where you're gonna be looking like how did you get that? Like I won't. So just know when that happens, know it's because we're in a Mercury retrograde, and I think it's till like July. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be hectic with communication over the next month, 2 months or so. So now that I told you, you're gonna notice it.
Right. All right, so let me ask you one last question. What is your style on stage? Do you go off the top of the head, or do you have performed routines, or which do you prefer?
All of it. Like, you gonna have your moment. I can have stuff already in my head that I'm gonna say, and then I can go in there and see that it's not the crowd that's for this joke.
Okay.
So trying to switch up your jokes last minute, everybody can't do that. You got some comedians, this is my set, and this is what I'm going with. Despite it's an all-white crowd, I'm going with all these hood jokes. Despite it's a bunch of old folks, I'm a cuss in every other word, and it's just about reading your crowd, man. And I'm good at that. I'm good at, like, I just performed with Anguz Schultz. If you don't know who that is, Anguz Schultz is he booming right now. This white dude, and his crowd work is crazy. Mm-hmm. But so I had pretty much all white crowd. I had that type of white crowd, like, woo, yeah, like right. Let's do it. Like, right. That's that type of crowd. So they coming to see Anguz Schultz. I already knew, like, I love to have a diverse crowd, let alone an all white crowd, because the jokes that I got for them, it's mind blowing for them. Like, they'll come up to later, and white people like to analyze your stuff. They're like, yeah, hey, your joke that you did about the Adam and the Eve thing, I like the way that you segue into the joke. And let me ask you something. So the thing when you were talking about white people being compared to vampires, I'm very interested in that, based on that you were saying that we're Neanderthals. Mm-hmm. So in the Flintstones, but see, this is type of stuff that we probably would get offended as far as the truth of it. Then white people, they come up and just be like fascinated by it and not offended, which I think they would be offended. But you look at Paul Mooney, Rip Paul Mooney, Eddie Murphy back in the day, he was saying faggot and all this type of stuff. It be white folks at the crowd still loving it. Crackers, they still
Right.
But I like doing those crowds, man. It's just to the point now. I love this. Kevin Hart said something that stuck out to me that it's just been with me ever since. He said somebody asked him, what type of comedian can you compare yourself to, or what type of comedian do you think you are? And he said, I'm a multicultural comedian. And as soon as he said multicultural, I was sitting back like this, like, all I could hear was ching. Right. That's where the big money at, when you can do everybody. Mm-hmm. Like, if I could go back in time and start over, I would definitely have took foreign language serious. Like, I wish I could talk different languages. That's not that it's too late to learn, but man, I would have been so far back in the day if I would have took that foreign language serious at school.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this is how I end all my episodes. The first thing, if you had a young brother come to you, or a young sister come to you and say, Angus, I think I want to be a comedian, what would you tell them?
First thing you need to do is get on stage. You got to hit the stage, open mics. Like what I did, I went to a bunch of comedy shows, and I just sat in the crowd and watched people for a minute to get the nerve up. Even though I ain't never do stand-up, even though I was watching them, I just felt like even without doing it, that I still was funnier than them. I said, I know I could do better than that. And that's without knowing what to do. And then it just went from there. I finally, after Pizzo made me do it, I finally just got on stage. And that's the first thing you have to do, is actually get on stage to see where you at, to see the feel that adrenaline. the nervousness, the butterflies. You got to go through it. It ain't gonna. Some people be like, I'm gonna just write something and get my stuff together first, and then I'm gonna go up. I like, you ain't gonna never be able to get your stuff together until you go up. Like you never did it. All that stuff you write now, you're not gonna remember it by the time you go up there. You're gonna black out.
Right.
And then it's gonna be like, oh, what can I do off the top? So I just tell people, just to do it, you have to get on stage. Get on stage. That's the first thing before thinking about anything else, before thinking about getting paid, before thinking about opening up for big artists, before any of that big stuff you seeing. You have to get on stage, and you have to beat the stage up as much as possible. Back in the day, man, we used to do like 2-3 shows a night, like 6 nights out the week. We finding some rooms to perform at, driving 2, 3, 4 hours just to make $30. Like they ain't gonna even know the hustle now.
Right.
Like now, people getting spoiled now, but man, back in the day, they ain't gonna know. They don't know no better.
Yeah. All right. And so how can people get in touch with you? What's your socials, your websites? How can people get in touch with Anguz Black?
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of them pretty much comedian Anguz Black. It's easy to get in contact with me. With social media, period, it's easy to find anybody if they like a people person where they got to have shows and connect with people. So yeah, Twitter, my email, all of it's the same thing. Anguz Black, Anguz with a Z, or comedian Anguz Black, and it's gonna pull up.
And tell everybody about that show with you, Herman, Shucky Ducky.
June 25th is Herman Hurston, Hamburger Jones, Shuggy Ducky, Quack Quack. Bring your uncles, your daddies, your sugar daddies, the OGs. This is a show for the old heads. Bring them 5 heartbeat niggas out, man. Bring them out. Yeah. I got nothing but love for you, baby.
Do they get a discount if they bring them Stacey Adams out?
Man, you know what? I should have made some type of discount just for that. But nah, I ain't got this for a price. You still got some unemployment and PPP money out there love. So we need all that.
And my second question is, can a brother get a pass? Can I get a pass?
Come on, dog. I got you, dog. Sean, come on, bro. I got you, man. I ain't even gonna do you like that. You bring me on your radio show for free, and the best thing I can do is let you come to the show for free, right?
Yeah, man.
You give me publicity, letting people see me, showing me love. Come on, I got you, dog. Matter of fact, I got you and your lady friend. Whoever you want to bring, I got you, dog.
That'll work. I appreciate you, sir. It's all about spreading awareness. That's what the 757 Renaissance Man is about. You know, you really, you made my day many a day when you were on the radio at 103. I've seen your progression. I can appreciate your progression, and you're doing it, man.
And I appreciate that, dog. That's love, man. I thank you so much.
Yeah, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an episode of the 757 Renaissance Man. You can catch me at Sean Connors on Instagram, Facebook. Check out the 757 Renaissance Man on Facebook and YouTube, Spotify, Apple iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, any and everywhere you can get your podcast. You can find us up out here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sean. This is Anguz, and we out.
We out.